What's good, Big Blue family? Welcome to Big Blue Reborn, where we talk real New York Giants football. No fluff, no corporate takes, just honest breakdowns and real standards. I'm Milton. I'm here with my cousin Ethan, and we got an action-packed episode for y'all this time. Look, it's episode 16. We got quite a few things to talk about. But before we even get into any of that, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, so that way the rest of the Giants fans can know and see this episode. But look, this week, the Big Blue check-in, we're gonna cover a few topics, not just one. We got 3 things to talk about. We're gonna go over the OTAs, we're gonna go over injury updates, and we're gonna go over my man Joe Schoen with his extension.
Yup.
The GOAT. Man, he's
The GOAT.
did it. Hey, but starting with the like I said, the OTAs, man. How you feeling? We had all 3 days. We got the first week. We got another one coming up in a couple of weeks. I believe at the end of May, 27th.
Yeah.
It's actually starting today. So the second batch of OTA starts today. So
Yes, sir.
we'll
Yes,
definitely
sir.
start talking about that once we get some more information. But how you feel about the first week, man?
OTAs. I'm loving how everything's going. We got some good news, got some bad news, but more good than bad.
To keep it
Some
pop.
rundown. We got our Jaxson Dart on offense. He's the centerpiece. He's gotten bulk of the attention. Looks like he's looking like a franchise quarterback out there. This offense is getting a little bit easier for him. You can tell that he has quicker decisions, and he's talked about protecting himself. We seen him at the podium. Looked like he's gotten a little bit stronger. He was making the joke like, "Oh, I'm not Tim Tebow" or something like that, but it's like you could tell he put on some muscle, but he's also said he's more mobile. I remember Eli Manning talking about that. At this position, you don't want to be super bulky up top. You can have strong legs, but you want to be flexible to be mobile, be able to just be able to toss the rock, and just have that good movement up top. So
Yeah.
I'm glad he's been throwing the ball pretty well. He's been building some rapport with some of the wide receivers. Rookie wide receiver Malachi Fields has been looking pretty good in OTAs. He's showing some flashes, catching some passes. One-handed catch on the sideline. Just people are praising him. He's looking physical out there. He's just, just doing his things, looking like he could become an immediate red zone weapon.
Yeah.
And
He
then
looks
on
a lot better.
defense,
Looks a lot better.
yeah, man, he's looking like a good reason why we moved up.
Yeah.
Better than another third round pick that we moved up to get a couple of years ago. Uh, but on defense, Abdul Carter, this man, I thought I was a little worried because when I had seen him, like doing trainings and everything, he looked a little bit like slimmer, but boy, is he looking explosive. He's. I can tell once we get pads, he's going to be a force to reckon with. Um, he's coming along really well, and I like it. Looks like we're going to have a sophomore jump for Abdul Carter and Jaxson Dart.
Yes, sir.
And I'll go into just the practices themselves. The practices, you can tell that they're faster paced, um, more conditioning demanding, um, more more emphasis on discipline and execution. So that's a good thing. And you can tell the veterans are getting pushed harder. So it's like a collective. We pushing the rookies. They pushing the sophomores and the veterans. Everyone's getting that push. We want the best out of everybody, and I like that from this coaching staff. Um, the players have described the environment as controlled chaos, where they
Yeah.
used to be like a country club. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So the veterans were getting that extra special treatment, but nah, we here to play football, and I think all the players are buying into it. So that's another good thing. So Oh, we
Yeah.
just been doing good. The offensive line's looking solid. Francis Manoa, he's been working with the as a guard, and just we're committed to getting bigger and stronger up front. And this run game look like is gonna get better. Once we get pads, these running backs really start getting too involved in the defensive line and offensive line. So it's just exciting to know that we're gonna be in a physical football team, and people not gonna want to play us because they know they're gonna let them lumps and bumps after they do.
Yeah.
So,
It's
anything else you want to add to that?
no, of course, of course. I did like a little kind of breakdown of each day just because it was
Hmm.
interesting to see the changes and the progression, even though they only did 3 days. But it was interesting to see like
Yeah.
the progression in those 3 days. Like day one, major
Okay.
takeaway was the energy. Harbaugh came out. He actually had some music playing when they came out for the OTAs. He was like, he made a
Okay.
comment too. He was like, "Yeah, I heard you guys were complaining about that. I'm gonna get some of my songs on the playlist too." So he had his music playing. So
Okay.
he's not gonna have him out here like in jail or
Show
whatever.
some personality.
So he's
That's
with them.
okay.
I love that Harbaugh like responds to things that people say. I love it. He
Hmm.
responded to CeeDee
Yeah.
Lamb too when he made his little cute comment about how they were saying that they were gonna beat the Cowboys and stuff. He was like, "Yeah,
Mhm.
that response was cute." I love Harbaugh and his responses. But
Okay.
back to the OTAs. All the reporters and the players are saying they were mentioning like structure, urgency, and accountability are the main things that they're seeing now. So
Hmm.
it's a great thing because if your vets are starting to see that now and they know that they're going to be held accountable, they're going to start working harder. So I love
Right.
to see that.
Exactly.
Day one of the main things, Jaxson Dart to Malachi Fields, their chemistry was building. One of the biggest plays was that one-handed catch that everybody was talking about. So
Yep. Yep.
hopefully that transcends and he gets a
Hmm.
little bit more play. He's gonna get some. Malachi Fields is gonna get some burn,
Yeah.
because
I mean,
dealing with the Malik neighbors, not knowing if he's gonna go on the pup or whatever, and then Slayton as well with the pec thing, with
exactly.
the hernia, I should say. So we're
Yeah.
gonna see Malachi Fields. I love that he's building chemistry with him now, right?
Him and Calvin
Um,
Austin. Calvin Austin out there getting them reps too. So I'm happy
Yep,
about that.
Calvin Austin. Calvin Austin was the day two, like super. I call him Superman for day two.
Standouts.
Um,
Okay.
Dart's already building timing with the young receivers. The Giants clearly want an explosive defense. So
Hmm.
Bernard Wilson is starting to show some of his cards too.
Okay.
Day one, Abdul Carter stand out immediately. You saw how fast and explosive he was, just like you were saying. So we already
Yep.
see
Yep.
this again. We're not in pass just yet, but you can see how he's moving. That explosiveness is there,
Hmm.
and the giant, and you can see that they're moving him around. They move him from edge, inside linebacker, outside, or like in a wide concept, and they're blitzing him too. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's going to be that Swiss Army knife, or
Hmm.
if they're going to use Arvell like that. But you can definitely tell like they're looking for versatility in their defensive players. Brian
Yep.
Burns. Brian Burns said um, about Denard Wilson, he takes a lot of the gray out of things. He takes a lot of the gray area out of things. He makes things very simple, very black and white, so there's no confusion. So he's making it very
That's it.
easy. He's explaining things so that way the players understand what they're doing, not just
Hmm.
listening to the coaches mindlessly and not understanding when they get out on the field. So
Bro.
we're working in the right direction. I'm excited about that.
Right. That means they're
Um,
gonna play faster. That's what I like to hear.
exactly, because they don't have to think; they can just play.
Hmm. Yep.
Um, that just confirms like accountability's up, communication's clearer, and the defense is going to be playing faster, just like we just said. Day two, main takeaway was the defense, like we were saying.
Yep.
Pass rush was flourishing. Burns was in the backfield all day. Golston disrupting with plays. Drew Phillips was making plays downfield. That's what we
Yes.
want to
That's
see. We want to
hmm
see him be able to like kind of take that cap off his head to where like after that 15 yards, you're like, oh shit, we're gonna get a
yeah.
interference
A
or
penalty.
Are we gonna be
Yeah.
able to, actually defend this player? Pinnock was baking up a few plays as well. Um, Wilson's system,
And
he's showing like pressure and aggression. That's what he's looking for, like pressure and aggression. So I'm really excited. I cannot wait till like
yeah.
preseason. He's not gonna put everything
Right.
out there, but I want to see like how he kind of deploys the defense when he does have the
Mhm.
starters out for those few times because Harbaugh's gonna play them. Coverage intensity. Muasau actually played really well in pass coverage
Okay.
against the tight ends. Um, that was really all I had for that one. He's emphasizing on
Okay.
speed and communication and downhill attacking. So Denard Wilson is definitely showing that he wants his defense to be aggressive.
Yeah.
Harbaugh, like you were
That's
saying before, Harbaugh compared practice um to airplanes barely missing each other on the runway because
mhm.
of how fast everything is moving, but control.
They control chaos.
Just like you said, right?
Yes, sir.
And then day 3, last few things that we got. Day 3, this is where we started to see Dart flourish. We started to see Dart actually show his leadership. He's
Mhm.
talking to his receivers, telling them, "Look, this is where I need you to be on this route." He's speaking up. He's not just in that rookie mode to where he should just be listening. Now he's speaking up. "Look, this is my team now. I'm gonna take that step forward."
Right.
Dart spoke to the New York Post, and he said
Mhm.
he's embracing the New York City spotlight. He wants to bring New York football back the same way the Knicks brought the energy back to the city. Shout out to the Knicks.
Yes,
Shout out to
sir.
the Knicks on the way to the
Yeah,
finals.
shout out Knicks.
Shout
We in
out
the
last.
finals.
Shout out to the Knicks. That's the only time you're
Yes,
gonna see
sir.
any other team up here is the Knicks making their moves, man. So shout out to the
Yeah.
Knicks. Hey, whoever we get next, they in for a run for their money. It's not gonna be simple. It's not gonna,
Mhm.
but we gonna ball.
Knicks in 6. Bing bong.
Let's get it. Let's get it. But Dart says he wants to embrace the pressure. He wants to face adversity, and he wants to hold his teammates accountable. Hold his teammates accountable this year as well. So it looks like he's ready to take this leadership role. He's ready to
Yeah.
step up and take control of the team. He's not just sitting back and listening to Russell Wilson now. He's that first QB. He knows that he's taking
Mhm.
over now.
QB1.
Harbaugh definitely stressed on OTAs. He said it's less about physicality, it's more about precision, timing, and rhythm, mastering your
Yeah.
assignment. So I love the fact that he's trying to get them to focus on this little things now. He's having them spend like 2-hour practices out there focusing on the little things now so we don't have to worry about it at the beginning of the season. A lot of the things that
Mhm.
we don't start till preseason, he already started in the first OTA. So I'm really happy to see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Harbaugh
I
definitely gonna
just
put us in the right direction. We're heading in the right direction. Now we just got to see what the rest of the coaches are going to put together.
right. It just makes me think what was it last year or Malik Neighbors rookie year when he had all those penalties at the line of scrimmage, just like alignment or something like that. Like I don't think we're gonna have any of that stuff this year. Like from like Malachi Fields or something like that, like alignment penalties, just doing the little things now so they don't become big problems later. 5-yard penalty here, 10-yard penalty there. So
You
I'm
know?
I'm loving that.
But no, I'm with you. I'm with you. Um, but that's all I got for the OTAs. That's all I got for the OTAs.
Okay, yeah.
Moving into the injuries. The
Yeah,
injuries
I mean, it's just disappointing.
sucks. It sucks.
Yeah,
You wanna
yeah.
wanna list them off, or I can list them off? Go ahead.
You can list them all. Yeah, just go ahead.
We got Thaddeus Dixon, the Achilles,
Yeah,
out for the season.
yeah,
Roy Robertson-Harris, Achilles, out for the season.
yeah,
Malik Neighbors, his knee.
yeah. Still,
Look, I we don't know if he's gonna be ready for week 1. I personally don't even want him to be ready for week 1. I'd rather him just come back 100%. There's no need to rush him. If he's supposed to be one
yeah,
of our number 1 receiver, there's no need to rush him back. let him take his time. When he feels comfortable, he feels like he can cut without having to think about it. That's when he
Mhm.
needs to be back on the field, not trying to force it and see like what you can do at the beginning. I don't want to do that because that's how you re-injure yourself.
Mhm.
The scar tissue surgery, the second surgery, I don't think we need to worry about that because the second surgery that should be it's supposed to be there to facilitate mobility. So
Mhm.
again, it might be swollen, take a little bit more time for the swelling to go down for him to like start working again and getting revving back up to like running and moving
Mhm.
moving more. But
Mhm.
I don't think we need to worry about it. It's just the timetable. I don't think we need to rush it and have him back for week
Right.
one.
Right. So,
Darius Slayton, the
yeah.
sports hernia surgery. So again, they say he's supposed to be back for training camp.
Mhm.
I feel the same way. I don't think we should
Yeah.
he just had surgery if he doesn't feel like he can again, if you're getting get this that's around like your pec and your abdomen area. So it's like
Yeah.
that's not gonna just heal and you out here running full speed right out the gate. Like that's gonna take some
Right.
time as well. Um Andrew Thomas,
Mhm.
not injured, but they're kind of putting
Foot
him in that
shoulder management?
NBA load management, you know what I mean? Like, hey,
Yeah.
we need
Uh, uh,
we need you.
hey,
We need
man.
you. You might be the most important piece, even though nobody's saying anything, but you might be the most important piece,
Right. Exactly.
you know? And then Cam Scatterboo, his ankle, he should be good. He claims that he's ready to go. I want to see him back on the field running and cutting and things like that so he can get accustomed to it prior to the season.
Mhm.
That's it. That's all I got for the injury list as of at the moment.
Yeah.
Did I miss
I
any?
just want to touch on some things. Roy Robertson Harrison, his injury, that's just gonna force Darius Alexander to step up. Um, it's unfortunate. Roy Robertson Harris he was more of a tape guy than a stats guy. So pieces like that is going to be missed. People don't know it, but yeah, he's one of those guys that actually does his job
Yeah,
so everyone else can do their job better. You know what I'm
he
saying? So
he was supposed to have a
and
jump
then
this year.
exactly. And then Thaddeus Dixon, rookie, he came out of North Carolina, so he was already coached up by Bill Belichick. Um, they gave him a lot. I think a lot of guaranteed money, I believe, and it was like more than anybody else. So they really had higher hopes for him. Glad he actually got the guaranteed money, being a undrafted guy. So, but it's just unfortunate. He would have been in great depth. Um, and then as far as Malik Nabers and Darius Slayton, their injuries, I'm glad that we have the depth now. So and Dart's already shown that he doesn't necessarily need his number one out there. So we have Mooney, we have um, likely we have Calvin Austin, we have Malachi Field. So they've already done pretty good with the roster. So when other people get added into it, it just boosts it. You know, Andrew Thomas, he doesn't usually play a full season, but when he's in there, if he's 100%, he's good. And then
Mhm.
Cam Scatterboom, just get right, bro. Just get right. You know. So that's pretty much just what I got on
Hey,
injuries as well.
so question before we
What's
even
up?
go to the next topic, I got a
Mhm.
question for you. So I think I sent you this interview or we spoke about it, but Zay Flowers did an
Yeah.
interview and
Mhm.
said that during his tenure in Baltimore,
Baltimore. Right.
playing under Harbaugh, his practices were intense and somewhat too intense to where it was the cause of all of the injuries that they were sustaining. And like you
Mhm.
look into it, like Harbaugh's like if you look into the history, like he did have a lot of injured players, a lot, like a
Mhm.
majority of his seasons. Do you think this is going to be an issue for us? Like if he continues
Uh,
the same way, or do you think he's gonna make an adjustment now that he's here in New York? Do you think he does the same thing he did when he was in Baltimore? Or do you think he makes an adjustment so we're not, running our players into the dirt
That's
before they get to Sunday or Thursday?
right. I think he's gonna try and find a happy medium because I mean, if you don't practice, you're not gonna play well. And you need these players to really be bought into the system. You need hard practices. You need these players need to know that what they're doing Monday through Saturday, these practices and how they recover and everything needs to be 100%. So when they get to Sunday, it's easier for them.
Yeah,
Yeah, the injuries are tough, but it's a part of the game, and that's why I think we did pretty well with the roster building. So the people who are the next man up are ready to go. This is why we practice hard. So if a starter does go down for some time, the next man up he may not be starter quality, but he won't be an embarrassment out there.
yeah,
If a starter wins 8 to 9 times, the backup comes in and wins 6 to 7 times. It's not that much of a drop off. So, I I don't want we all don't want injuries, but this is a part of the game. But I want hard practices. So I mean, do you want the easy practices like we've had in the country club and be okay with the losing, or have harder practices and be okay with winning? I think that's how it translates to me. So I mean,
yeah,
I'd rather the harder practices because if it translates to winning, it's unfortunate. The injuries. I wish we could. It's like Madden. We could turn the injuries off, but we can't, man. So
yeah. Nah. I agree with you completely. I want the hard practices. I don't want the country club, club day
you're.
ball and things of that nature, how they were saying, because it makes everybody lackadaisical and makes
Mhm.
everybody there's no drive, there's no like
Right.
backbone. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like if you don't practice hard, why are we expecting to get 4 quarters of you playing hard?
Right, exactly. We had
So
a I'm about to say
I
we
think
had
it built them.
go ahead.
No. I was just saying. I think it builds them to be, stronger players. I think Zay Flowers
Mhm.
probably benefited from those practices as opposed to complaining about it.
Yeah, we had a certain defensive lineman that got special star treatment that's no longer here, and he looked out of shape last season. So I'd rather them be in shape and ready to go. So
Yeah. This guy,
yeah,
man, the one who shall not be named.
exactly. Keep it pushing.
All
Keep it
right,
pushing.
so let's get to one of the two elephants in the room.
Okay.
One of the
Oh
two.
right. Yeah.
First one is Mr. Joe Shane. Joe Shane got an
Mhm.
extension, multi-year extension
Yes, sir.
too. They didn't say one. They said, "Nah, he gonna be here
Yeah, couple.
in this jump. He's in New York. He's here
Mhm.
to stay." How you feel? How you
Yeah.
feel about the Joe Shane situation?
Um, I had to like take a step back because like I felt like there were so many things that he did that we were just like, oh man, why do you do that? Why you do that? You name it. The Saquon Barkley incident, you know, him not paying him or, um letting certain players go that were like depth or anything like that. Just there's certain moves that he made, but all in all, when you look at it and look at the roster right now, you know, look at the coaches we have now. A lot of that is Joe Shane, and that's him putting his best foot forward and putting us in position to have the roster that we have now. So with the lens taken back and looking at the whole situation of the Giants right now, um, it looks like he's done pretty good as far as the roster goes. Unfortunately, the record hasn't been good.
Yeah,
We've lost what is his record like 22-45, and it's just nasty.
it's bad.
I wish it was the other way around, 45 and 22, but then the roster may not look the same. So. We got a really young roster and um, good coaches here now that are going to make a difference. So it's just that's how I'm seeing it right now. I've probably been on this podcast before saying like Joe Schoen needs to go, but now when you're at this point today and you look at this roster, we address problems like we was literally just talking about Malik Neighbors and Darius Slayton being out, and now we have depth at wide receiver where if them two not they them not being here isn't necessarily going to hinder our team, you
Yeah,
know. So
yeah,
the roster's looking better. So, and that's what he has to do as the general manager. Make sure our roster is strong at the top and the bottom. So,
yep. I'm gonna
let's
look. I'm not
what you
surprised
got?
that he got an
Hmm.
extension. Um, I was one of those too. When Dayball got fired, I was like, why weren't they like a combo deal? Like it should have been both of
A
them, like
full reset.
the burger and the
Yeah.
fries. Like you get them both.
Yeah.
Um, but you know, when you take the fan goggles off and you look at it like from a business, perspective, and
Hmm.
you look at all of his transactions and the things that he's done as a whole, holistically, I understand why he got the job. You know,
Right.
main reason main reason is gonna be Jaxson Dart.
Yup.
Getting that draft pick right there and seeing the
Hmm.
potential that he has last year,
Yup.
that probably saved his job immediately. So the
Hmm.
Jackson Dart right
Got him.
there and seeing trickling down from the Jackson Dart, I think he had a major play in getting Harbaugh in New York.
Yeah.
And you talk about getting Harbaugh in New York, that changed the whole culture. Though everybody's feeling different. Like you talking about
Right.
how New York is going crazy right now for the Knicks. Like prior to the
Hmm.
Knicks being this deep into the run, like the talk of the town was Harbaugh in New York because
Yeah.
people are already talking about the Giants in the playoffs already. The Giants are in playoff conversations again.
Right.
With just that change of one coach, we changed the whole
Hmm.
coaching staff. So
There you go.
Joe Schoen is definitely he has a major part in that. I
Yeah.
wrote down a few things. Um, the ownership, they want continuity. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So the
I've
fact
heard them say that before.
they
Continuity.
want Joe Schoen, John Harbaugh, the quarterback direction, and the front office all to be lockstep, and that's what they have right now. So they're definitely not going to make a change. Especially like I said earlier, the way that if you've seen any of the interviews with Joe Schoen, any interview with Joe Schoen and Harbaugh, they're right
Yeah, they
next to
like
each other, like
yeah, peanut butter
brothers,
and jelly.
just
Mhm.
just giggling and just happy about football and what's going on with the Giants. So he's moving in the right direction. I think the ownership sees him moving in the right direction. They believe in his vision and what he's laid out as far as what he's going to do with this roster. Him
Mhm.
bringing in Malik Neighbors, Abdul Carter, Theo Johnson, Tyler Nubin, still a question mark, but he was the top of his class, coming in. The Jackson
Right.
Dart signing, Cam Scatterbu. You got Arvo Reese now with Francis Mauigoa, like you were saying. Like his drafts are not terrible. Of course, not every hit was a
Yeah.
Hall of Fame player. Not every hit is amazing, but they're all
He's
roster
been doing
pieces at the moment. You know, um, aside from Jalen Hyatt, that was a fucking terrible pick. Uh,
Ah, yeah. I mean, there's some bad stuff. Him and Evan Neal. Him
that
and Evan
dunk
Neal.
pissed me off because I was excited about it too. I was like, Joe Shane, you in your
Yeah, we
bag,
were.
bro. You went up for him, but nah, bro. This
Um,
Malachi Fields better not be another situation. Moving up and getting some respect.
nah. We can already see it, bro. He different. He
My
different.
bad, my
I
bad.
refuse to believe that he's gonna make the
I'm
same
sorry.
mistake twice.
I got in my emotions. I fell back into the I fell back into the fire's ass. I fell back into it.
Yeah.
But um no, he's definitely gotten us some good players. The main thing that slept on was when he came in, our salary cap was some shit.
Yeah.
And he has done work with that salary
Mhm.
cap. And compared to other teams in our future, the way we're looking going forward, he's put us in a good position. And that's not like a major topic. It's not a sexy topic, but it is definitely something to be talked about. So
I mean,
that's
yeah,
that's gonna
he's
be a major thing as well. There you saving the money and you got them a quarterback, and we got a quarterback for a few years for the low.
right. So I mean, while you're talking about the salary cap, I think like if we do well this year, and we make playoffs, we have a nice run or something like that, this salary cap is really going to be good for next year, where we can just pay for those pieces that should take us over the top. Like
The missing pieces.
when Dave Gettleman thought Eli still had some in the tank. That's why he got Saquon Barkley instead of offensive lineman. He's like, let me get him another piece just so he can play a little bit better and have that. Our quarterback's best friend is good run game. So that's what he was thinking. So us having that salary cap will be able to allow us next year to really go out and whoever plays well this year will be able to pay those deals and then just keeps retaining good players in the future. So that's one good thing about that.
That's one of the points I was about to get to. He has a young nucleus in the team, and now he's
Hmm.
got the bread to be able to sign them when we need them, so we can keep
Yeah.
the team together. That is important to be able to not
Hmm.
have this crazy turnover every year where we have a superstar leaving, superstar leaving, superstar leaving. Like now we can
Right.
stack on the superstars and start building the team. So
Hmm.
that's a major point. That was a great point. Outside of that, like, the way I look at it is just like with Harbaugh right now, we gotta trust the process, and I think with
Yeah.
collective, when you take the like I said, you take the immediate fan goggles off of, like, right now, right now, right now, and you think of the whole picture, like,
Hmm.
I understand why they extended him, and I'm not upset.
Yeah. These last two draft class and hopefully this draft class could really be the ones that are the reason we're going to be talked about for a lot of years to come. So
Yep,
you know, oh
yep.
yeah, and then short thing, he modernized the front office. He took us the whiteboards and put in computers and
Oh, yeah.
iPads and everything. So
Yeah,
just upgrade the analytics and
he had to
stuff like
get
that.
Jarvis
So
in that joint. He
exactly.
he went from
We
the
got,
old
you know what I'm
school to
saying.
the new school, yeah, he set it up.
We got the
When
cloud in there, so we good.
Real talk. And then Harbaugh came through and was like, "All right, well, you got the tech, cool. Let's go get rid of this gym and this cafeteria because we gonna have them eating right, and they're gonna be in the gym at 4:30 with me." So
Hmm.
hey, we moving in the right direction. I'm excited, man. But
Yeah.
with that being said, we got two players in the big blue spotlight this week. Two players in the
Yes, sir.
spotlight. The big blue standard.
Okay.
Obviously, everyone saw the POTUS situation.
Hmm.
Internet went crazy like always. For
Yeah.
me personally, it doesn't change how I view Jaxson Dart as a football player at all.
Right.
Me personally, I think people are allowed to have their own beliefs, opinions, make appearances publicly. That's life.
Hmm.
My
Yep.
focus is still the same, man. Can he lead the football team?
Yep.
Can he develop? Can he handle the New York pressure? And if anything in this situation, it shows me that he's not scared of attention, criticism, or big moments, right?
Yeah.
When you play QB in New York, everything becomes a headline. Look, whether you agree or disagree with him politically, that ain't my lane. I'm here to evaluate
Mhm.
the football side
Yeah.
and the leadership side of it. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, Jaxson Dart, as long as he wins football games, he leads New York, back to some
Yeah.
winning football. I think the
Yeah.
Giants
That's
fans
what we
gonna
care
rock.
about.
The Giants fans gonna rock with him. They're gonna rally behind him.
Yeah.
So, what you got on it?
Um, Man, I don't want you introducing the president. I want the president introducing you. I want you to get some ice on your finger, and that's the only reason why the president should be introducing you. And that's how I'm gonna keep it like that, bro. You get that ring, you go up there, and then you go ahead and meet the president. That's how I'm looking at it, bro.
I feel it.
You know what I'm saying? I want the president introducing you. You
Yeah,
know,
that's real
that's
talk.
it.
That's real talk. That should be the only
That's
time.
it. Exactly.
That should be the only time. Shoot, not much
Mm-hmm.
to touch on that one. We're gonna slide right out of that, go into the roll call. The roll call this week. We got a question for you guys. We spoke about them both in length today. Who you think is gonna change the future of the franchise faster? Jaxson Dart or Abdul Carter?
Hmm. I mean, they're both going to do wonders for this team. Abdul Carter is definitely going to change how defensive coordinators block us, and he's going to keep some defensive coordinators up at night thinking if their tackle who can't get out his stance that fast is going to get their franchise quarterback effed up, or do they have to change their offense to a quick snap, fast offense so they have a chance at passing the ball,
Mhm.
or is he, are they, can they even run to that side because he's just getting around these players, they can't even block him. So yeah, Abdul Carter's going to make a big change on defense, and Jackson Dart's already make a change on offense. But if I had to choose, it's going to be the quarterback. It's
Yep.
got to be the quarterback.
It's
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 Go ahead.
unfortunate. Look, Abdul Carter, love you, man, but
Yeah, bro.
definitely as far as like changing the franchise, we're talking about changing the
Mhm.
franchise. It's got to be the quarterback. That's gonna
Yeah.
be he's in control of pretty much everything that happens on offense, and if we're not scoring points, when you stop
Mhm.
him, getting us those forced fumbles, getting those sacks, and getting the turnovers and things of that nature, what is it for? We need a quarterback that's gonna get us down the field and get us in the end zone, man. Because if we ain't scoring points, we ain't winning games. So,
Right, yeah. Exactly.
hey, look,
So,
let
I
us know in
mean,
the comments. Let us know. Tap in, please. Roll call. Who is going to affect the franchise faster? But look, we appreciate you guys listening to us. We appreciate you guys. We want to see you next time. We will have a new episode for you coming soon. If you enjoyed the conversation that we had today, if you want to see what we have to say next week, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and we'll see you next week. This is a new era. This is the standard.
let's go next.
Knicks, let's get it.
Big Blue Reborn.
The Big Blue Spotlight. We're finishing up our sophomore recap this week. One of the first players we're going to talk about is Abdul Carter, man. There was a lot of noise about
Mhm.
his pick last year. He picked number 3. Now,
Yes,
what is it?
sir.
For his numbers, is that why he did that?
Uh, Shoot,
I
I'm
never
not
even
even
thought about
sure.
that shit. I didn't even think about
Mm,
that. He was picked number 3,
Yeah,
number 3. That might be why he did it. We might have just figured
yeah,
it
that's
out.
that's that's
Somebody,
kind of fire
somebody,
though.
somebody message that man and ask him so that way we can find out. Put it in the comments for me.
Right.
Um, But Abdul Carter, man, season 25, he came to the league with crazy expectations. Crazy
Yeah.
expectations. He didn't show us those crazy expectations right out the gate, but he definitely
Nah.
came into himself towards the end of the season, man. Towards the end of the
And
season.
and I blame the defensive coordinator because it's like,
It's always the coaching, trust and believe. It's always
yeah, it's coaching, and that was, I feel like that was the problem with the roster too, bad coaching. But
these players have
that's
done a lot to get themselves to the point that they're at. So there's no way they do all of that. They're so amazing they get drafted and then they just go to shit. Without
exactly.
there
I mean,
being there's gotta be another factor in there,
hmm
you know?
so.
Rookie stats. Yeah,
Yes,
43
sir.
tackles, 4 sacks, 7 tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries. Those are your main stats, right? But really where we saw Abdul Carter was the 66 pressures, top 10
Mm-hmm.
pass rush on PFF, and
Yep.
21% of the pass rush win rate, right? So,
Yes, sir.
and he played all 17 games.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So durability, the speed, the fact that he was able to learn, those are the main things for me. The most important piece for me with Abdul Carter in last season was the adjustment to his attitude.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause we were like, damn, bro, we drafted him at 3. He's out here with the chains and stuff, and now he's not coming to practice. He's sleeping. What are we doing, bro? Like, what is
Right.
this?
Yeah.
Right? And then all of a sudden, like, he had a conversation and boom, he turned it on. He was like, "What am I doing? Like, this is not what I'm here for." And and he's been balling ever since then. And now looking at him,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like he's hungry and he's ready to prove something this year. Like, yo, that was not me. This is why they drafted me at 3.
Yeah. It's
You know,
just.
so I'm excited to see what he has. You know, Brian Burns ate last season because of the pressures that he was providing. You
Mm-hmm.
know, during the
Exactly. Yep.
16 and a half, it wasn't just Dexter Lawrence in the middle. Like Dexter wasn't
Mm,
really performing. He was look, Dexter is always going to demand a double team, but there was a
right.
lot more factors playing into the other players eating. It wasn't just Dexter.
Yeah, Abdul Carter with those pressures, those 66 pressures, he was most likely the first one there. And you could say like Brian Burns, a lot of his sacks last year was just kind of being at the right place at the right time. But you know, it'd be like Dex commanding those double teams and Abdul Carter being one on one and getting to the quarterback in like 2 seconds, and now the quarterback has to move, and then he's moving into Brian Burns. You know what I'm saying? So it was, you know, I'm just it was where I'm trying to go with this. His pressures were really important to the team and those QB hits. And, you know, all the sacks that we wanted for him didn't come. But towards the end of the season, I like to see players getting better, and he did get better towards the end of the season once coaching changed and he was given more reps because you know that's when around that time Kayvon Thibodeau got hurt and he started to get those first team reps instead of rotating in so he could actually get his foot in the water and understand what he needs to do. Get, you know, more reps get you better.
Yep.
So you know that's why we're seeing him in OTAs right now, and, you know, he was already given pressures last time. Now those pressures are going to turn to even more QB hits, more forced fumbles, you know, maybe even some bad balls at the line of scrimmage, and then sacks. So I'm just happy that he's progressing. I know you did say something about it wasn't about his maturity, and I'm glad that he did, you know, mature within the season. Uh, we've all been in our 20s before. We've all made some bad mistakes. You know, it's just he's a multimillionaire playing at one of the greatest football franchises ever.
Yep.
So you gotta realize there's a lot of pressure, and you just gotta step up, grow up, and just, you know, understand that your platform is big. So he locked in. So
Yep. Year two,
he's locked in.
year two expectations, man. I'm looking for 8 to 10 sacks. I'm looking
Mhm.
for major jump
Double digit.
efficiency. I'm looking for Pro Bowl conversations.
Yes.
I'm looking for the DPOY.
Uh,
Yeah, I think he can do it. And
mm,
him kind of solidifying himself as the face of the defense. Like him and Burns will be the anchors of this defense going forward.
okay.
I
Yeah.
think the only thing that his main things that he has to improve: finishing plays, his discipline, and his run defense.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I wanted him to set that edge. You said some expectations from 43 tackles. I want him to add another 20 to 30 more tackles onto there. Those sacks, if he gets 8 to 10 sacks, I'll be happy with that. The tackle for loss, I want him to set the edge and be strong. So 7 tackle for loss, going up to like 13. Uh, Forced fumbles, those are like, you know, I honestly, instead of a sack, I would love a forced fumble. Like if they don't come around, just hit the quarterback. If you're hitting the ball out, you don't. If he
Mhm.
doesn't get any sacks and he's just getting a bunch of forced fumbles and
Turnovers,
recovering
yeah.
them, that's better than a sack in my opinion
Of
because it's a
course.
turnover.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
So yeah. Just focus on hitting the corner and knocking the ball out the quarterback's hand.
yes,
I
sir.
want him to get a defensive touchdown or two off of those forced fumbles coming around the edge so fast, and those tackles can't touch him, or even a center because they line him up over the middle. And just getting out there. I want to see him get at least another 10 more QB hits. Just really just being a menace where every defensive coordinator is like, they would focus on Dex. Like now, dang, now it's Abdul Carter. Now we got to double him. We got to put a tight end and a tackle on him, or a tight end, or a running back, or a tackle, or a running. However, they decide to block him.
Mhm.
I want him to have that Myles Garrett effect. I don't know if you've ever seen that one clip when Myles Garrett he was playing the Tennessee Titans. The tight end and I think it was 2 tight ends were following him, and he just kept going left and right until they had to throw the penalty because it was like, you have to get set. And I want him to have that kind of effect.
Yeah.
He's not Myles Garrett with the size and everything, but he's way faster and he could be just as much of a problem.
Yep.
So,
Just as effective. No, I'm with you on that.
Mhm.
I'm with you on that. All right. Dum da da dum. And moving right along, we are moving to Jaxson Dart, our quarterback of the evening, quarterback
QB1.
QB of the future,
Yes, sir.
the face of the franchise, man. His rookie
Mhm.
season, I liked it, man. I think he did a good job with what he had.
Yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
he did a pretty good job with what he had. We're looking at
Hmm.
2,272 passing yards, 15 passing touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 487 rushing yards, 9 rushing touchdowns, and 61.8 pass completion percentage.
Okay.
Um, Again, it's not superstar stats and things of that nature, but if you watched the Giants play last year, you already know what kind of flashes you saw from this quarterback. His
Yeah.
eyes always down the field, making sure
Hmm.
that he's gonna make a play. He's not gonna leave us out high and dry. He's gonna make sure third down we're moving forward. We're not
Moving
punting the
chains.
ball on a consistent best basis. We're trying to move those
Right.
chains. Um, Playmaking ability, his
Yeah.
escaping pressure, creating outside structure, throwing on the run, and extending plays. That's what we
Yeah.
saw from him that rookie season. And that's why we got
Hmm.
excited. That's when we all started sipping on the Kool-Aid and buying jerseys and things like that because we were like, yo, we
Hmm.
got us one. We got us one. He's got the
Yes, sir.
intangibles there. Now we just got to get him the right pieces to teach him how to do this the right way. Leadership. I love that he's showing more leadership now. Like I said, showing up to the rookie mini camp.
Yeah.
Now you hear
Mm-hmm.
the other players talking about his leadership in OTAs now too. How he's
Mm-hmm.
commanding the huddle, how he's talking to his receivers and telling them like how this is where I need you to be, not, hey, what's going on? Um Harbaugh praised him and said his competitiveness and his willingness to attack mistakes immediately instead of folding mentally is something that you can't teach, you know? So Jaxson Dart, for me, great rookie season. I think he's gonna be a great quarterback for us going forward. Um, he has a lot of potential. Just small things that he has to work on as far as like learning the
Protect himself.
fundamentals, protecting himself,
Yeah.
knowing when to run. Availability is the best ability.
Mhm. Yeah.
What you thinking about
Yeah.
Jaxson Dart? What do you have?
Jackson Dart, just great, a dual threat QB, you know, He had that aura, you get on the field, he was dancing with Scatterboo and doing all this stuff or whatnot. I really wish Malik Neighbors had been on the field. But that's one thing about Dart. He doesn't need a number one because in a lot of games last year, we definitely had the lead for we were winning a lot of games and it's just fourth quarter collapses. And even in some of those games, in the fourth quarter collapse, he still put up points. My mind always goes back to that game, that Denver game last year, where we were smoking one of the best defenses in the league. And yeah, he did throw an interception in the fourth, but he also scored a touchdown that put us in the lead again.
Yep.
So he has that fight mentality. He was doing everything he could to put us in a good position. The dual threat, him being able to run really well, you know, give our receivers a chance. Um, just he gives you that feeling that when he has the ball, if it's the fourth quarter and it's the last drive of the game, we all are glued to our seats and thinking how he can do it. He can do it. And there's a lot of other things, but when it comes down to that, like that quarterback that can make you believe that he can get it done, us as fans really, really enjoy that because he's going to make every game worth watching. And he's only going to get better with the right coaching and them just putting better pieces around him. Um, him getting a nice piece in the third round with Malachi Fields, a nice jump ball receiver that we didn't really have last year. Likely who's really good on those QB scramble drills. And because if we get out and likely finds a nice spot in the zone to catch the ball where he can know where Dart wants him to be, and everybody's on the same page. It's just wonderful. Him just getting the ball security. Um, him just, making sure he's getting the ball to the right receivers, understanding the offense, being faster with it. Um, we know he has the magic and ability to throw downfield, but let's stay on script. Let's keep moving the ball. Let's only make plays when you need to. So he's on third down, he's like one of the top QBs in the league. And that's amazing from a rookie.
Mhm.
So I can only see him just getting better. His stats, some stats, I can see him going for um with this receiving core and depending on when Malik Neighbor comes back, hopefully he can get to like 3,000 yards, another 800, just about another 800 yards more. Um, Instead of 15 passing touchdowns, let's get that up to like 20, 22. You know, we can reduce the interceptions.
Yep.
Um, I don't want to put a number on that. Um, and the rushing yards, I don't mind him having as many rushing yards, but if it was at 300, 100 less, and the passing yards go up more, I'd be happier with that. That means he's reading the defenses and getting the ball out faster. Or if he has to make magic, he's able to do it faster versus, you know, 1, 2,
Yep.
3, 4. Now he's getting the ball out. It's more like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2,
Yep.
3. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I don't mind him in the end zone still having the same amount of rushing touchdowns because well, you're right there, and if you can just do a QB zone, get right in there. So I hope he has a really good second season. Uh, he just gives you that moxie like he can do it. So
Yeah.
he's a quarterback that can make you believe. So
Yeah.
I'm really happy with that.
My year two expectations, I'm very close to like what you said. I said about 3,200 yards total,
Mhm.
24 plus touchdowns. So I'm
Okay.
expecting more than that because he'll probably have a few rushing touchdowns. The only time I really want him rushing is when we're in the red zone.
Yeah,
Rather
exactly.
him not have to like scram. I'd rather the line hold up and he can just throw the thing if he needs to, or Scatterboo's already toting the pill.
Hmm.
A noticeable jump in efficiency and then a playoff push, man. Playoff
Yeah.
push. That's what I'm
Yep.
looking for. I think the most important things he needs to improve is decision making, his pocket
Yep.
patience, and protecting himself. Like a lot of the
Hmm.
time, he had a clean pocket, but he ran out of it early, as opposed to staying in the pocket and waiting for the receivers to get out of their routes and things of that nature. So I want to make
Yeah.
sure that he's definitely thriving um on taking his time, thriving in the patience, being able to control his mind, calm his mind, don't need to rush out of the pocket immediately, even though they're closing in. You still got a few more seconds to where you can, make a throw down the field.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So trusting the offense and working within it.
Exactly, exactly. Look, he didn't look like a rookie last year, man.
Right.
He played like somebody that was ready to take over New York. So I'm ready to see the second year where he makes that push. He makes that push.
Yeah, he got snubbed last year. Tyler Shough won that offensive player of the year or rookie of the year or something
Rookie of
like
the
that.
year,
He got
rookie of the year.
snubbed.
Yeah, he got
He
snubbed
got
on that.
snubbed, bro. Because I mean, if if you really just seeing how they played, Shug, he did well. Kudos to him, but nah, there's no way it it didn't feel like New Orleans changed when Shug got there. New York definitely changed when Jaxson Dart started taking those snaps as QB1. So
Mhm. Yeah, oh, you already know. And then when Scat got in again, oh shit.
yeah,
We both was on the
man,
field those first few games. Oh my goodness. It was up. Um
right, just
Speaking on Jaxson Dart and the spotlight that comes
mhm,
with being the QB in New York, let's
yeah.
get into the standard.